Hey guys, it's your pal Victor here from Cult Classics and Cult Following, and this is the spoiler review for Mortal Kombat. So, I know I've been kind of like alluding that I kind of didn't really like this movie, or there's, kind of set your standards low, and that's what I'm saying. You should go into this movie with your standards low because you'd be pleasantly surprised. I mean, honestly, I did have a big issue with the fact that this movie didn't really have the tournament going on and a lot of the liberties it kind of made with introducing this Cole Young character as Scorpion's descendant. And basically what this movie is about, it's about legacies and bloodlines. It features heavily in the Scorpion Sub-Zero lore mythology, how the clans kind of wiped each other out, although they kind of flip it in this one, where like, Sub-Zero wipes out, Scorpion's clan and kills Scorpion, and somehow he ends up in hell. Very spawny, I don't think that's exactly dead on to the real lore, but introducing this child that eventually leads to the bloodline that leads to Cole Young. I get how a director could be in. I was like, oh, that's an interesting story. I want to explore that because then it lets them have a point of view character so you can do plot dumps, and it makes it easier in the script writing process. Like, oh, this character is a fish out of water. Let's tell him what this world is all about. You see that in a lot of stuff. I mean, you see it in like Last Action Hero where Danny goes into like the Arnold Schwarzenegger world, and everything's got to be explained to him, and kind of vice versa. It's a very, or Men in Black. There you go with Will Smith. We're throwing you in here, and we're going to explain how everything works. It's a very easy way to establish a world and everything. So, they did find an interesting way to work in Sonya Blade. And Jax is kind of like, we're figuring out all the Mortal Kombat stuff. And, there's lots of Easter eggs. But, again, I will say, Shin Han as Shang Tsung is like the thing that doesn't work about this movie. And I almost kind of wish they'd gotten, the actor who played Shang Tsung in the 95 movie to play him in this, or anybody, because he just like does not come across as commanding or anything. I hate how they use Goro in this movie as kind of like underling fodder. I love seeing Nathan Jones doing stuff, even if he's just playing like dude with a giant hammer and he's not Shao Kahn, which is so stupid. But I did really like the actor who played Liu Kang and Kung Lao, and their interactions with Kano and Sonya and Jack. The actor who played Jax is awesome in this movie, and he has a full arc. Like, that was really surprising to me, and I dug it. I just don't like that this movie is created solely to set up a sequel of the movie you actually want to see. Like, it ends with like, oh, we're gonna find Johnny Cage, and then we're gonna have the Mortal Kombat tournament. I'm like, that's what should have happened in this one, motherfucker. But they kill off too many characters. Yeah, they kill off a lot of cool characters that you want to see in a Mortal Kombat tournament. And I will say, man, like, they nailed Cabal 100%. They even got they got the attitude, they got the effects, the costume is game accurate, and like, boom, that's it, done. And I love that actor who plays Sub-Zero. I think he's like in the Raid, and Sub-Zero is my favorite character too, and it's just one of those things where I'm like, you're having him basically play Noob Saibot, but not, and it's like, I would much rather have had Sub-Zero for this movie and then like do Noob Saibot in the next movie. But yeah, he's basically Noob Saibot / Sub-Zero. Like, I'm like, we're just gonna combine these into one character and call it Sub-Zero because they're the same character, and it's like, yeah, but still, I did dig the finale fight with Scorpion and Cole and Sub-Zero. Usually that stuff comes across as really cheesy. and I would have loved to have seen Hiroki Sanada play Sub-Zero through this whole fucking movie, rather than like at the beginning and at the end, you know. But clearly, this is one of those movies like, okay, we've created our own protagonist. It's going to be his story, you know, just like the Resident Evil movies where it's like we've created this protagonist and we're just going to use everything else as kind of like window dressing. And it's like, I get it. Trust me, I get it 100%, you know, why that works. But at the same time, you know, there's Enter the Dragon, and you follow like three guys. They go to an island run by a Chinese guy. They have their storyline and there's a tournament. You totally could have done that. Fucking 95 Mortal Kombat does that shit. Do it here, you know? Because it's like, it doesn't make any sense. And it's like, Raiden's, you know, I love Tadanobu Asano. Don't get me wrong. But like, dude, he's seeing fucking Shang Tsung cheat the whole damn time. Get Chinook or one of the other elder gods to like step in and say, hey bro, stop. I mean, I like how they tease Chinook here with like Kano fucking trying to steal his amulet, and I like how like they had like the Well of Souls that looks exactly like the game, which was cool. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like there's a lot of cool stuff I like in this movie. Sonya's casting's dead on, Jax's casting's dead on, you know, OG Scorpion dead on, but it's like you know, so we got to have the family man angle and the Arcana thing, which is not in the games at all. You know, it's just like, it's just put in there to like pad out the movie. And I swear it just, you know, as much as like that dinner scene where he figures out the laser eye, it's like, dude, that's pointless padding. And it's just irritating because there's just not enough story here to justify the running time. So it's like, oh yeah, Arcana. It's like, you know, when you watch a movie, like the last episode of Angel, where it's like, we're ready to fight, but you guys go off and do what you would do on the last day of your lives, you know, kind of thing. You know, it's like, yeah, it's a cheap device for forced character development. This is like a well-written movie would work in the tournament and character development simultaneously, you know. That's being said, if you're watching this movie, you want to see cool fights with characters you like, being bloody as fuck, and people getting disemboweled and fucking game fatalities. And you get all that in spades. So you can't really bitch too much. I mean, I am now, but I'm just saying, realistically, I'm nitpicking. You know, this is a cool movie. I'm going to rewatch it. And it's much more rewatchable than 95 Mortal Kombat, where, you know, you have Frank Welker Goro talking to, you know, rest in peace original Kano actor going, and it's like, I was a prince and I was, yeah, I was called like a prince back in my day. Really? Huh, I doubt that. You know, that kind of shit. It's like, you know, I mean, mind you, CGI puppet Goro was badass for the time. CGI Goro in this looks badass. Wish it would have been used better. Anyway, that's what I said. If you kept your expectations low and you weren't expecting a ton of, you know, like, okay, as long as I get this, I'm happy. You'll probably think the movie was awesome because it's like, okay, it did a minimum job, added some other stuff, got some cool characters. You know, it'll sit on you, and a few days later be like, I wish I'd done this. So overall, it's a middle of the road rating. Like, it's not a negative review. It's more like, I wish it had been a different movie, but at the same time, I can't really bitch about what I got because it was still pretty cool. Anyway, that's my review. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you all later. All right, bye.